Alright, good day students. As you can see, you are given some numerical expressions. You are required to simplify them. The first one is the product of 7 times the exponent of 10 raised to power 6 multiplying 4 times 10 raised to power minus 4. The second is you are asked to divide 3.6 times 10 raised to power 2 divided by 9 times 10 raised to power what? Minus 5. The third one is 5.77 times 10 raised to power minus 6 minus, this is product, minus 3.66 times 10 raised to power 4. And the fourth one is you are asked to simplify 3 over 4 times in bracket 12 over 5 divided by 1 over 10 minus 2. You close bracket plus the square root of 1 over 81. So we are to do this one at a time. The first one is, let's start from the first one. So let's clean here. Let's clean here. Alright, so you are given the product of what? 7 times 10 to the power of 6 multiplying what? 4 times 10 to the power of minus 4. So the first thing you have to do here is, let's start from the first thing. The first thing you have to do is to open brackets. When it's product, you see this sign is very important. Open brackets and then multiply a whole number by a whole number, an exponent by an exponent. So let us open the bracket. In this case, we have 7 times 10 raised to power 6 times 4 times 10 raised to power minus 4. So once you have done that, the first thing, other things you have to do is, you have to multiply a whole number by a whole number. That is 7 times 4, an exponent by exponent, 10 raised to power 6 times 10 raised to power minus 4. So then when you have done that, the next thing is to use what? The index law to add the power. So 7 times 4 will give us what? 28. 28. Then once you have done that, you have to use what? Index to add the exponent. So in this case, 10 raised to power what? 6 plus minus 4, because it is product. So to use the indices law, you have to, for the product, you have to add the power. So from here you have 28 times 10 raised to power, when you open bracket, plus minus will give us what? Minus. Plus minus will give us minus. So you have minus 6 6 minus 4, and that gives us 2. So once you have done that, the next thing you have to do is to make sure that your answer either is in the standard form or is in the expanded form. So to do that, we have to simplify this value here. This value is the same as 2.8 times 10 raised to power 1 times what? 10 raised to power 2. And here you have to apply the index law again. So you have 2.8 times 10 raised to power what? You add the power 1 plus 2. So, and this gives us what? 2.8 times 10 raised to power 1 plus 2 will give us 3. So this is the answer, or this is in the standard form, or you have to leave your answer in the expanded form. So this is in the what? Standard form, or you have to leave your answer in the expanded form. So to do that, you have 2.8 times 1000, because the power is 3. So you have to multiply 10 into 3 plus 6, and that gives us what? 2800. So that is it. This is in the standard form. This is in what? In the standard form. Sorry, in the expanded form. So either you leave your answer in the standard form or you leave your answer in the expanded form. So let us look at the second question asked here. So let's bring it up and look at the second question asked here. Alright, from here we have this give us what? 2.8, this is 8 times 10 raised to power 3. So let me leave it in the standard form. So let's solve the second question. So in this case you still have to use indices formula application on this division for the quotient in order to simplify the exponent. So from here 3 divided by 9, it cannot go, so we write 0 and put dot here and multiply 3.6 by 10. That gives us 36. 36 divided by 9 will give us 4 times, here you apply indices formula, minus 5 coming up, have minus in bracket minus 5. That is for the quotient. So in this case you have 0.4 times 10 raised to power, if you open bracket, minus minus will give us plus. So in this case you have 2 plus 5, and that gives us 0.4 times 10 raised to power 7. 0.4 times what? 10 to the power of 7. You still have to simplify this work. So let us simplify it and write it in standard form. This is the same as, you see, 0.4 is the same as 4 times 10 raised to power minus 1. Multiplying what? 10 raised to power 7. So you still have to apply the index formula or law. In this case, have minus 1 plus 7. And we know that minus 1 plus 7 will give us what? Plus 6. So we can remove here and write plus 6. And that is the answer. So we have solved the second one. We can bring it up. That is 4 times 10 raised to power 6. So let us look at the third question asked. Let's clean it and look at the third question. So the third one here we have 5.77 times 10 raised to power 6 minus 3.66 times 10 raised to power what? 10. So how do you do the subtraction? I think let us I wanted to clean the board, but let's solve it in this way. This involves subtraction. You don't just solve subtraction as you do in a multiplication or division. Subtraction and addition is different. You have to observe the power. So the first step you have to do is to make sure that the exponent powers are the same. You have to make sure that the exponent powers are the same. That is, find a common exponent between the two numerical expressions, and to achieve this we have to focus on here. To achieve this we have to split this so that the powers will be equal. We have 10 raised to power 6 is the same thing as 10 raised to power 2 times 10 raised to power 4. So once you have done that, this is the same as 100 times 10 raised to power 4. In some cases, some students will like to expand these powers and then subtract. Yes, it's good, but when the exponent becomes very high, maybe you are given, in this case, 10 raised to power 70, and here you are given 10 raised to power 55. If you are expanding it, it will be you won't have a space to do that. That's why this is very important. You have to find a common exponent or power between the two numerical expressions. So here we can now substitute this value here, and that gives us 5.77 times 100 times 10 raised to power 4 minus 3.66 times 10 raised to the power 4. So once you have done that, you have to multiply out. Once you have done that, you have to multiply out. That gives us 577 times 10 raised to the power 4 minus 3.66 times 10 raised to the power 4. Observe that they have common power now. The exponents are the same. So, how do we solve for this exponent? Let's clean the board because we don't have enough space. We can still write the formula, we can still write the answers we got before. So let's clean here so that we have a space to solve our problems. So how do you subtract? Now that their power are the same, you have to still simplify. Factor out the common exponent between these two numerical expression. What is common factor here? The common factor is 10 raised to the power 4. So you bring it outside and open a big bracket. So you have 577 times 1, since it is out, minus 3.66 times 10 times 1. You close your own bracket. So let's bring it up so that way we'll be able to solve it. Have 577 times 1 minus 3.66 times 1. You close your own bracket. Alright, so from here we can say simplify. From here we have 10 raised to the power 4 in bracket 577 times 1 will give us 577 minus 3.66 times 1 will give us 3.66. So what is the next thing to do here? What is the next thing to do here? The next thing is to do here is to subtract 3.66 from 577. You do what? You subtract 3.66 from 5.77. So from here we have 10 raised to the power 4, you're multiplying, because to make it easy for you, it is better you use a column method to do the subtraction. Use column method to do the subtraction so that you'll be able to see how the placement of the numbers in the decimal digit value system. So in this case, I have 577. This is a unit, so unit will be here, 0.66 minus. Remember, so because this is unit, they have to be in the same column. So you can put dot here and add 20. It doesn't mean anything. The 2 zeros you add here has no significance. So from here, you carry 1 from here. When you carry 1 from 7, what left? 6. You put here. That give us 10. You carry 1 from 10, what left is 9. You put here. And that give us 10. 10 minus 6 will give us 4. 9 minus 6 will give us 3. 6 minus 3 will give us 3. You bring this 7 here and right here. So once you do that, you still multiply by 10 raised to the power 4. You see how we have done this in the when we are treating arithmetic operation that involves subtraction. So we give you instances on how you can make use of horizontal method to subtract one number from the other. And also, I give instances on how you can use column to do that. It is easy to use column because when you are using column, you can see it very clear on how you can borrow a unit that is one number and add to the other. You see how the display this decimal digit value systems are placed. So from here, we proceed into simplifying this work. So from here, you have to write the answer in standard form or in expanded form. So you have 10 raised to the power 4 times, here you have 5.7334 times 10 raised to the power 2. So from here, the next thing you have to do is using this formula to add these two powers. So from here, have 5.7334 times 10 raised to the power 4 times 10 raised to the power 2. So from here, you have 5.7334 times 10 raised to the power what? So, because these are multiplication, you have to add the power 4.4 plus 2. So from here, we have 5.7334 times 10 raised to the power 6. This is the answer in standard form. You can as well leave your answer in expanded form. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You add 2 zeros in front. So 5, 7, 3, 3, 4, 0, 0. So that is the answer. Any of this answer definitely will be accepted. So this is the way you can subtract one numerical expression from the other when the question is in the standard form. You can, after solving it, you can still leave your answer in standard form, or you can leave your own answer in expanded what form. So let us look at the third one. Sorry, the fourth one. The fourth involve what? Addition. The fourth involve what? Addition. I hope I'm not very fast. So this is just a clue of what you will see in the lesson. A clue of what you will cover in the lesson. A tips of an iceberg. We cover in depth arithmetic processes, including but not limited to finding the highest common factor of a given set of numbers, lowest common factor of a given set of numbers. We also talk of multiple number, that is multiples of a given number, and then common factor of a given number. We also treated something that involve arithmetic processes, that is addition, subtraction, division, and what? Division, subtraction, addition, and multiplication. So we cover in depth also word problems to make sure that you understand everything that involve what? Fundamental of what? Fundamental of arithmetic processes. 563 times 10 raised to the power 4. So I told you that the way you add numbers which is in the standard form, or the way you subtract numbers which is in the standard form, are different from the way you multiply or divide. You multiply and divide differently. In the subtraction and the addition, you have to observe the power of the exponent, so that when you observe the power of the exponent, you tend to balance it with the lower one. You'll be able to factor the common exponent out, and then simplify your add or subtract your values. So in this case, the first step we have to do here is to reduce this to this form. So 10 raised to the power 5 is the same as 10 raised to the power 1 times 10 raised to the power 4. So we replace it here. We have 3.843 multiplying this value that is here, 10 raised to the power 1 times 10 raised to the power 4, plus 3.563 times 10 raised to the power 4. So once we have done that, multiply this value with 10. If you do it, you have 38.43 times 10 raised to the power 4, plus 3.563 times 10 raised to power 4. So, like I told you, it is easier to add and subtract two numerical expression or two numbers in column form. By column form, you'll be able to see how the placement of the digit, how you place the digit, be able to align each digit to its particular value system. So from here you have, let us first factor out the common factor out, which is 10 raised to power 4. You have 38.43. You know, 1 here times 1, so any number multiplying by 1 is still the same number, plus 3.563 multiplying 1, it is still the same number. So in this case you have 10 raised to power 4 multiplying 38.43 plus placing this digit here 3.563. You add, plus 3 will give us 3, 3 plus 6 will give us 9, 4 plus 5 will give us what? 9. So 8 plus 3 will give us 11. I write 1 carry 1, 3 plus that one you carry will give us 4. Remember to put your power exponent here. So from here, the next thing you have to do is to simplify your result in standard form or in expanded form. Observe that this is 4 to 1.993. So I can rewrite this as 4.1993 times 10 raised to power 1 times 10 raised to power what? 4. So from here, what is the next thing you have to do? You have 4.1993 times 10 raised to power 1 plus 4. So here you have 4.1993 times 10 raised to power 5, and that is the answer in what? In standard form. Although you can still write the answer in expanded form. If you want to, you can still write the answer in expanded form. Expanding it, you have 41990 1 2 3 4 5. That is expanded form. That is what? In expanded form. So either you leave your answer in the standard form like I've showed you here, or you expand it. So whichever way, that is the answer. Alright, so let's proceed. Let's solve the last question. When we are done with the last question, we can now write the answers out. Have any question? So let's clean here. So since I know that this is a numerical expression, I can call this equation 1 for simplicity. Equation 1 for what? Simplicity. Call it equation 1 for simplicity. So step 1 is to solve the bracket. Step 1 is to do what? Solve the bracket first. How do you solve the bracket first? You apply BODMAS. You apply what? BODMAS. So in applying the BODMAS, let's bring this thing down here. This is 12 over 5 divided by 9 over 10 minus 2 squared. So under the bracket, you still have to apply BODMAS. You still have to do what? Apply what? BODMAS. Division comes before subtraction. So since division comes before subtraction, we have to solve these two fractions. So this implies that 12 over 5 divided by 9 over 10. If you have learned how to divide one fraction from the other, this will be easy. It will be easier. You multiply the first fraction by the reciprocal of the second fraction. That is how you do your own division when two fractions are involved. So looking at it, 5 can divide 10 to give us 2. 5 divide itself will give us 1. 3 divide 9 will give us 3. 12 divided by 3 will give us what? 4. So 4 times 2 will give us 8. 1 times 3 will give us 3. Now we have simplified the first two numerical fractions in the bracket. The next thing is addition. There is no addition here, so the next is subtraction. Therefore, this value here, I can write it here, is the same as 8 over 3 minus 2 squared. So 8 minus 2 squared. So what again can you do here? What can you do here? So at this point, you have to find the LCM of 3 and the, remember that this is 2 over 1. Because any number divided by 1 is still a number. So you have to solve the bracket first. Because it's always the bracket. In this case, we have done the division, we are not solving this subtraction. So from here, the LCM of 3 and the 1 is what? 3. So we have 8 over 3 minus 2 over 1. This is 3. You write their LCM. So 3 divided by 3 will give us 1. 1 times 8 will give us 8. Minus 3 divided by 1 will give us 3. 3 times 2 will give us 6. So we have 2 over 3. So replace this value here by what? 2 over 3. Replace it by what? 2 over 3. Alright, so once we have replaced it by 2 over 3, you expand. Expand the bracket. Remember that this is square. You do what? Expand the bracket. So, alright, before we proceed, let us quickly, although we haven't solved it already, we haven't come to that. So this value here, before we are still solving the bracket. Sorry, this is 3. If you look at the questions, here is also 3. Here will be also 3. Here will be also 3. So once we have done with the bracket, let's consider, you see 3. So now let's look at it. So 2 times 2 times 2 into 3 places will give us what? 2 times 2 times 2 into 3 places is equals to 8. So this is 8 divided by 8 divided by what? 3. 3 into 3 places, 3 times 3 times 3 is equals to 27 into 3 places. That gives us what? 27. So I write here 27. Now we have done with the bracket. We can now rewrite the equation 1 as we have gotten the value in the bracket to be 8 over 27. So I can clean here. Let's clean here. I hope you are following. So the next thing you have to do is to rewrite the numerical expression in the bracket with this just wherever you see the numerical bracket in the bracket, including the power, you put 8 over 27. So this is the same as 3 over 4 times 8 over 27 plus 1 over 81. Remember that is the square root. So remember that this is what? The square root. So from here, you still have to apply body mass. So the next is to solve. We have done with the bracket. The next is order. Order is the same as the power. So from here you have 3 over 4. This is radical, so you can still put it in the exponent form. It is radical. So 8 over 27 plus 1 over 81 to the power of half. So it is what? A radical. So from here you know that this is the same as 3 over 4 times 8 over 27 plus, you know that 1 over 81 is the same as 1 over 3 raised to power 4. Is the same as 1 over 3 raised to power 4, because 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 will give us what? 81. So this is the same as 1 over 81. Sorry, it is the same as 3 to the power of minus 4. So bring it here. I have 3 to the power of minus 4, 1 over 2. I hope you are seeing it. So from here, before you open the bracket or expand the bracket, let's continue. So from here you have 3 over 4 times 8 over 27 plus, you see I am moving from the radical to exponent. So opening bracket, have 3 to the power of minus 4 times half. So 4 divided by 2, this will give us 2. This is 1. So from here you have 3 over 4 times what? 8 over 27 plus what? 3 raised to the power minus 2. Alright, from here we proceed. We have 3 over 4 times 8 over 27 plus, you can still write this in exponent quotient form. This is the same as 1 over 3 raised to the power. 3 raised to the power what? 2. And we know that 3 raised to the power 2 raised to the power 2 is the same as 1 over the same as 9. So from here you have 3 over 4 times 8 over 27 plus 1 over 9. I hope you are following. Plus what? 1 over 9. So let's bring it up. I can clean here. So the next thing you have to do is bring it up, and then we simplify the numerical expression. You can call it a numerical expression. You can as well call it arithmetic expression. So let's bring it up here. So this is the same as 3 over 4 times 8 over 27 plus 1 over 9. So what the next thing you have to do? So from here we still have to apply body mass. Still have to apply what? Body mass. You see, multiplication comes before addition, so that you don't add these two. No, you have to multiply first before you do what? Before you add. You have to do what? Multiply before you add. So in this concept of multiplication, 4 is here. 4 can divide itself to give us 1. 8 divided by 4 will give us 2. 3 divide itself 1. 27 divided by 3 will give us 9. So we have 1 times 2 will give us 2. 1 times 9 will give us 9. Plus what? 1 over 9. So When two fractions has the same denominator, all you need to do is to look at the operation. Either you add the numerator, or you subtract the numerator, or that is it when it involve addition or subtraction. So in this case, the denominator is the same. Just write their common denominator and add their numerator. You do what? You add the numerator. So in this case, we have 2 plus 1 will give us 3 over 9. So that gives us what? 3 over 9. So from here, 3 can divide itself to give us 1. 3 divide itself, this gives us 1 over 3. This gives us what? 1 over 3. And that is the answer. So once we arrive at this point, you have gotten the answer. So that is the answer. Now let us do we need to write the questions against and their answers? Let's quickly do that for comparison, so that at your leisure you can easily solve the same question and look at the answer, or the method where the way I did it here. It will be easy for you, so that you can follow up whenever you see a similar questions that involve the same pattern. So the first question here with its answer, you are given 7 times 10 raised to power 6. So we have 7 times 10 raised to power 6 times what? 4 times 10 raised to power minus 4. Solution to this is, we have, in this case, I will write the answer in the standard form. For simplicity, we have 2.8 times 10 raised to power, that gives us 10 raised to power 3. The second one, question here, we have 3.6 times 10 raised to power 2 divided by, in this case, we have 9 times 10 raised to power minus 5. So what is the answer? Answer to this is 4 times 10 raised to power 6. This is 6. So the third one, the question here, we have 5.77 times 10 raised to power 6 minus 3.66 times 10 raised to power what? 4. So the answer to this question is, that gives us a 5.7334 times 10 raised to power what? Times 10 raised to power 6. That is the answer. The first question here with the answer is 3.843 times 10 raised to power 5 plus, in bracket, you have 3.563 times 10 raised to power 4. I hope you are seeing it. You can always pause the video, go through each of the question and their corresponding answer, so you'll be able to follow along the answers and the question. You can always go back to the solution and see how we arrive at the answer. So solution to this one is, or answer to this is 4.1993 times 10 raised to power 5. And then the last one here, we have 3 over 4 times 12 over 5 divided by 9 over 10 minus 2 to the power of 3 plus the square root of 1 over 81. Hope you are seeing it. sorry. So we tackle this one, we solve all the way, and we arrive that the answer is 1 over 3. The answer is 1 over 3. So that is it.